This is the other thing that makes me laugh. When data are facts and you speak facts, why is it that you hate, like, the game? It's facts. These facts have been here for 4 years. The game time was going longer and longer. It's not that you hate the game, you're speaking facts. And the facts are what drove the audience and the fan base to want to see these things change, so that's how they reacted, and baseball did a great job. I'm not surprised by any of this. Matter of fact, it's probably gone so good, now you have vendors complaining about the game's too short, right?
Can't sell enough beer.
Yeah, can't sell enough beer or merchandise. But here's the deal with where the game's going. Anything that they feel can enhance the athleticism and the excitement of the game is going to be introduced. And there will not be much backlash because I think the players are going to ultimately, first of all, when we were playing, we just wanted to know the system we were playing on and try to figure out how the best way to play in the system.
To navigate it.
And we had different reward systems then, and we played to it. And people ask all the time, like, how would you have done with the pitch clock? We didn't need the pitch clock back then.
Yeah.
I mean, we pitched every 10 seconds. That was the way the game was played. The only thing I hope we never do is get an automatic strike zone. I hope we never go down that road. Hitting will be impossible. Pitching at this level and the way that they throw at the top of the zone, that's I hope we never do. If there's a caveat to it, if you as a hitter get one chance to question a call, or I think we could get there, and same thing with a pitcher, I think that's a good compromise, but definitely no, auto umps or whatever. Robo
You weren't beating the drum for that.
No, because to me, I understand pitching and I understand how hard it is to hit. And if you have 98 and 95 and 96 as your average velocity at the top of the zone and it gets called, guys will learn how to pitch there. I mean, they're already throwing there now and have no idea where it's going. And you throw a breaking ball at the top of the zone, you can't hit it. So if they're talking about that, they better shrink the strike zone and maybe go a little bit east to west.
Wider.
And then everyone has a fighting chance. You can hit down 98. You can't hit down 98, up
But also
98.
bring back, if they do that, they'll bring back the big curveball.
Right.
Because you can throw like the big Rick Sutcliffe slow curveball, and if it just tips,
Touches.
you can almost drop it straight down and have it hit right on top of the
Exactly.
plate. And if it just clips the bottom of your knee and clips a piece of it can bounce and still be a strike.
Instead of robot umps, I think finding a way to hold umpires more accountable is the answer. It's not robot umps, and I'm going to bring up one of your former teammates, is Greg Maddux could probably be successful in many decades. But one of the beautiful things about him was not only his ability to live on the paint, on the black, if the umpire is giving him that inch and he can start pushing into that inch, and like hitters can't do anything about it, but that was a beautiful part of his thing. To just take that away, though, you're taking away a pitcher like that who's crafty, who can work off the corners. Why not just make the umps more accountable to have higher percentages, and you knock off the bottom few, and then you don't need to worry about all that
In
stuff.
fairness, though, today they're dealing with greater velocity and greater spin than ever before.
True.
But guys get it right.
And what Greg and Tommy, the two poster child for the strike zone, was able to do is put so much pressure on the umpire because they kept their – how many guys can keep throwing it to the one area?
That's a skill in itself, and it should be rewarded, in my mind, I think.
So I hope that to answer your question, the way the game's going now, I think we're going to see an evolution, turn, and shift philosophically on how to play the game, put the ball in play more, run, put pressure on pitchers, and you can compete with the big boys now. And you couldn't make that argument before. Like slug was winning, and the more slug you had, the better chance you had, but it still came down to the teams that win the World Series put the ball in play more than everybody else.
Do you feel like it's going to always come back to it, no matter whatever line it goes off of? It always comes back to putting it in play, putting pressure.
Always. There's an exception of 2004 Boston Red Sox when they won. They were like in the top 5 in most strikeouts. They're an exception. But go back, check it out. You'll see every team that wins the World Series not in the top 10 rarely, and they find a way to put the ball in play more.
You play a little 12-inch or 16-inch softball, and you got some like young spry guys who can hit it over and feel good about themselves. You get to this 50-year-old team that just walks in and singles to death and just gets – you don't stand a chance.